some EU countries spend years trying to get out of the European Union, other countries have been spending years trying to get in. And it's that very contentious topic of EU enlargement that could come to blows at an EU summit taking place here in Brussels tomorrow.
This press point that follows the meeting, Commissioner Avramopoulos.
In Brussels, it was all handshakes and smiles for Albania. But in Luxembourg, their hopes of joining the European Union were put on ice when France blocked the opening of accession talks. The European Commission had called on member states to kick off negotiations. But going off script, one European Commissioner had this message.
I would like to make a political comment. It has to do only with what do I believe. Let's be very careful with the Balkans. Don't let the Balkans to get reBalkanised in the old way things were happening there.
But France defended its position, taking aim at the system, saying that a reform of the accession process was needed. The Netherlands stood behind President Macron. But for some members of the European Parliament, including one Dutch socialist that we spoke to, the decision is damaging for EU relations with the region, especially North Macedonia.
The message the EU is now sending to these countries, it doesn't matter what you do, we are not there for you. And I think this is a catastrophic message, especially for a country which did very tough reforms, not just changing the name, also made a U-turn on democracy, and now we leave them out in the cold.
Now, EU leaders were set to focus on tense talks over Brexit at their EU summit, but divisions over the Western Balkans could create cracks, especially in the relationship between France and Germany. And now let's take a look at some other news that we're keeping an eye on you for you here in Brussels and beyond.
Good morning.
Ursula von der Leyen's new EU Commission will not be taking office before the 1st of December, the European Parliament has announced. The decision to postpone followed the rejection of 3 commissioner designates by lawmakers during the confirmation process. Most surprising was the rejection of France's pick, that's Sylvie Goulard. But Hungary's nomination of Laszlo Tuscany seemed to be a no-go for insiders from the start. Like with the third candidate, Rovana Plumb from Romania. Parliament saw serious conflicts of interest that remained unsurmountable from the beginning.